What's going on, everybody? We're back. It's your friend Will, and this is the Memory Lapse, and we're jumping back into competitive constructed here after an 0-1 start with Florian's top 8 deck from GP. Was it Lille or New Jersey? I forget which one. I think it was Lille. Really got beat up by Merfolk last round, hoping to improve to 1-1 here. Wow, that loaded super quick. And our opponent mulligans, and so are we going to. Alright, I guess we're keeping this with an opt. And we're probably putting this on the bottom. Ooh, this is probably going to be another quick 0-2. I've heard from Nasif that he thinks that the blue deck does not have a good matchup against Jeskai, but you know, if they get a good draw, I'm sure it's like impossible to beat them, and it looks like they just went all in on this. They're assuming that we don't have like Lava Coil here. Probably not the wrong way to play. Alright, so let's opt. Niv-Mizzet's not going to do it for us. We're going to land to play tapped. I expect we're just going to get beat down for the next 4 turns, make land drops, and then lose. And they're going to bury us in card advantage and then have some form of counterspell or protection by the time we finally draw an answer. Well, that's a pretty good top deck for us. And I think we just put them to the test, right? Like, waiting doesn't help us. They're just going to get more and more cards in hand. They're going to be more likely to answer this, but they'll hit us with a Wizard's Retort here. Oh, maybe not. Yep, they found it. Or they just had it. And they wanted to make it look like they got lucky. Sure. So now main deck, the only way we can deal with this, since it's 4 toughness, is to Teferi and minus it, which is a tall order probably. Although at least they cannot use the Storm Tamer's ability to protect itself. It's a bit of a nombo, but they have the other Storm Tamer. Is there anything we can draw here? I don't think so. I think we just scoop here. We literally have no way to deal with 4 toughness in this deck, main deck. So I guess we're just gonna bring in the cheaper stuff like Seal Away. And do we want the Cannonade is the question. Cannonade's kind of good at sweeping up a lot of those little 1/1s that aren't enchanted. I think we don't want Star of Extinction, it's pretty expensive. Niv-Mizzet's probably really good against them too. So what do we take out? Maybe Sinister Sabotage is just very expensive in this matchup. Yeah, maybe we just do it like that. This is a 61 card deck after all. I like leaving the 1 Negate in to help us try to win. Try to win against like a Dive Down or a Wizard's Retort. This is a player, Nico the Great, that we've definitely played against a lot. But I don't remember enough of these other opponents to like to know if this is the deck they always play or... Alright, I guess we'll try to keep this. Our opponent mulligans. Leading with Clifftop Retreat because this island will enable everything else to come into play untapped. Cool. Let's see if they just go all in on this again. If they're not enchanting it, we're just going to take it, I guess. Is it worth playing around Spell Pierce? Yeah, I guess we don't want to just throw that out there for nothing. I'm not so worried about the 1/1, but if we can use the Seal Away to catch a flying 4/4, it's much preferred if neither of them have an enchantment on them. They didn't even attack. Interesting. Are they just holding up? I mean, if they want to counter this, they can counter this. I'd rather they counter this than counter a Seal Away. So if they're just going to hold up Wizard's Retort, it's fine. Alright, same difference. Alright. So let's do this here, before they untap. Got him. I guess it's worth trying to dig for an Essence Scatter. Oh. I guess they thought we were 100% to hit it. Maybe we do want this one Justice Strike. This more cheap interaction. Huh. What are the odds that we're going to use this? I mean, it wins us a counter war eventually, right? We can just copy their Wizard's Retort. Yeah, I don't think we have a ton of time to use Chemister's Insight. So let's cut one, especially on the draw. Alright, game 3. Let's see if we get the win. I'm pretty interested in trying out Nassif's blue list, because he's got quite a few interesting card choices in there, like a main deck Sleep. Jeez, come on. How many one-land hands is this deck going to give us? This is why you don't play 61, by the way. Alright, I think we have to keep this. And just assume that we're going to get there to turn 3 Clarion. The deck has so many lands in it. I just believe it will get there. And there we go. Search is going to help us a lot. Jin. Oh, this is a tough question. The Clarion doesn't do very much here. So it looks like we're just going to take 5, assuming they make a land drop. Hold up what looks like some kind of counter magic. Hope that they play around something here. I'll just tank here, like maybe I have something that I'm thinking about using. At the very least, they're not drawing. They don't have an obsession out. Another Jin. No, 4 toughness is pretty tough. I wonder if there's a world where we get to 6. I don't think there's going to be. And we cast both of those to sweep the Jins. We're going to need some other answer, like a Crackling Drake maybe does it. As a blocker, at least. Alright, just making sure I had like blue, blue, red, red covered. We do. Of course, they play Island here. Yep. Their stuff grows. And what do we do? Just take 8? Yeah. This is, I mean, this is how we lost the first game, right? Like, these Deafening Clarions have been absolute garbage in the 2 matchups that we've played. They haven't been able to clear the board for us in a meaningful fashion. This 100% is just getting countered here, right? Gets countered and we lose if they have an island. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that our near GP champion didn't just play against Merfolk and Mono Blue all day. That would be my guess. But the Clarion has been so poorly positioned against the 2 opponents we've drawn in this event. Like, literally uncastable garbage. Let's see. So Seal Away doesn't do anything because they have the Protector. We just have no Wrath. We have no way to deal with a board that's more than 1 creature. So, alright, we lose. But lesson learned. I mean, just because a deck top 8's a GP doesn't mean it's going to be good in a field of mostly random decks that you're going to get in, like, an event like a competitive constructed queue. You're still going to get people playing, you know, Merfolk Vampires, as we saw in the green-white video. So, you know, people build these decks for events. They don't build them just to be good in general. And having played this one now and playing the... these tab things are so stupid. Playing the other iteration, which also leans only on Deafening Clarion, I would say if you're interested in playing Jeskai on Arena, that this is absolutely not the direction you should take. I think you have to have double white cards in your deck. I think you need to be playing Cleansing Novas, probably 3, and going a lot lower on Deafening Clarion, because you're going to get into situations like that. That and Settle the Wreckage. I mean, Settle would not have been amazing there because they did have the... I mean, the blue deck just has it all. Like, that's why you play the blue deck, right? Like, you're just always going to have it. They had their little wizard guy who could counter the Settle the Wreckage, but I think we easily win against that Merfolk deck round 1 if we had Nova in our deck, or Settle the Wreckage in our deck. And they even played around it, which helped us quite a bit in a couple spots. Didn't matter, we still lost, right? So, yeah, that's kind of my take on this. So you would have to go back. Well, you'd probably have to play some number of planes, which means I think you're looking at going out, taking out Sinister Sabotages and going back to the Ionizes and fixing the mana base to better hit double white. You still have, yeah, you only have 12 white sources here. You probably want more than that if you need to hit double white on turn 4 or 5. So, yeah, that's kind of my take. Probably the Crackling Drakes are not necessary and turn this more into less of a hybrid deck. Yeah, minus Crackling Drake, minus Opt. I don't think you play Opt unless you're playing Crackling Drake. minus Drake, minus Opt. Bring in some more sweepers, more things that'll help you beat random decks. I would say it's okay to keep one Star of Extinction, or put 2 in the board, because I do like this as a card against green decks when the games are going to go long, and you need answers to Carnage Tyrant and Planeswalkers, and this does both. So that's kind of my assessment of the decks. I'm sure they were great calls for the GP, but they must have been right because the players made top 8. But I will not continue to play builds like this on Arena because I think you're just going to frustrate yourself. And yeah, that's that. So easy O2. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back again soon with another deck.